Welcome back. In the face of depreciating naira against the dollar, falling crude prices settling around $50 a barrel, and the US, a major buyer of Nigeria's crude, shelving the deal, scarcity of petroleum products in Nigeria. The president, on assumption of office, dissolved the managing board of the NNPC in what experts say is in line with the president's anti-graft campaign. We met with this man, a global energy expert. Our discussions focused on the shake-up of Nigeria's oil corporation, the NNPC, in this exclusive interview. Let's begin with the reshufflement that we have seen at the National Petroleum Corporation, the NNPC. What do you make of it?
I think it's the best thing that has ever happened to the industry, because we've derailed too long and there is need for the industry to be properly positioned. And I think this will give the desired result by restructuring, reorientation, because there are some mindset which from generation to generation, they just keep passing it on. So you need restructuring. You reorient the employees, get their mind into looking at Nigeria rather than Nigeria as an entity, not me. So that reorientation should come up, because that is where the greed starts from. It's Nigerian money, it's Nigeria, you know. So there should be a complete reorientation. So if you trim down the NNPC structurally, you're going to save some money, you will improve efficiency, because everybody knows now they have a task, they have to accomplish that task. So if it gets so big like it used to be, then everybody can just do whatever. This time is thorough business, straight. You collapse the structure, you get people to do more job, there won't be time for people to be gallivanting all over the place. Today you are in London, tomorrow you are here. No, you have a task. So it's going to be good for the industry. It will reduce the overhead costs, and the efficiency will be improved. So I think it's the right direction to go. When you have a large organization like that the productivity is so low, so it gives room for people to start looking for alternative ways. And that's what opened all this keg for people to start manipulating. Reduce it, get them to do what they are supposed to do. There should be proper job description, and there should be deliverables from any of the four. So everybody know that they now have a responsibility, and there should be timeline on their deliverables.
What do you make of the PwC reports alleging that about 18 billion naira be given back to the Nigerian government? Yeah. Why are we having a situation like that?
Well, being an industry man, like I said, this is about the best thing to do. First, the legal framework will be right, because now you have a lawyer there. So he will know how to put his legal framework right to tackle the problem which the president wants to face. Because the problem he wants to handle, which is corruption in the oil industry, is massive. So you need somebody who is an egghead. Then, being a lawyer, then you need very, very sound technical people that understand this business properly. If you have a team like that to face it, they will dig everything from day one, unravel everything. There's nothing, it's not, there's no magic in it. X is supposed to be done, X is not done. Why? So, you know, those basic questions will come up, and you pull everything out. But you got to know the people who understand this business, because interviewing people and trying to find what has happened or whatever, you need people that can ask the right questions. They are not going to be political questions. They're going to be technical questions that will bring things out. Take, for example, you're talking about so volume of oil being pumped, and somebody said they do a top up of the volume and all that. Those are highly technical things that people need to understand. And you need people who can say, well, if you're going to deliver 1 million barrels to this tanker, it's a machine you are running. At 1 million barrels dot, if you stop the machine, something is still going to go over. Somebody should account for that. So cumulatively, 10,000 barrels here, 5,000 barrels here, they add up. And you need somebody to understand how that thing works. And each time we hear about metering, they talk about metering, they don't know what they're getting, there are different figures here and there. How are you going to do that? The way the industry is set up is so tight that you can find everything you want to. Let's assume we want to pump oil out for sales. There are approval loops. That is that meter you are using to sell. You will prove it. In which case, if this meter is reading 100 barrels, that's what the counter is showing. Is this 100 barrels right? How do you find out whether it is not right? That's why you have the approval loop to calibrate the meter. Just like you do for electricity. All these prepaid meters you are installing, they are supposed to be calibrated. If it reads 1 watt, that 1 watt should be equivalent to exact 1 watt. So they are supposed to calibrate them before they come and install it in our houses. But who is checking all those things? The same thing it is in the oil industry. You must calibrate those meters. You also go further to do dipping, in which this is the tank you're going to discharge oil from. You go in and dip. What is the level? At what level are you stopping? The difference in volume. That one. There are records. There are a lot of records you can put together to find out the truth. There might be plus or minus small volume, but every terminal, every oil company have the system in place to ensure that these things are well recorded.
How can you separate the operations of the NNPC as an independent body away from the Ministry of Petroleum Resources?
The NNPC should be an independent corporation just like the IOCs. And that's why they have MPDC. MPDC is supposed to be like Petrobras for Brazilian government. Petrobras, Petronas, these are international companies belonging to those countries. They run like every other IOCs. Very, very cost conscious. You as a government, you give this lease to MPDC. MPDC run that lease just like Chevron or Shell or any of them will run it. But they must be prudent. Again, at the government side, if the IOCs bring their budget, you have to have knowledge to be able to go through that budget and say, yes, this is right. We have the capable manpower in those outfits. If there are, how many? Compare to the inflow of things coming from the different IOCs. So there's a gap there. And to meet up that gap is going to take some hard work and discipline. I just hope with the new setup, they will have to introduce that discipline. People have to be proficient. You have to be professional. No compromise, you know. You have no business doing in UK or whatever. You just call, I want to, you know, that's it. So when you go through that route, when the guy brings things for you to approve, what will be your views? We're all human beings. That's why in Nigeria, you say, rub my back, I rub your back. Those things have to go away. If you are in NNPC, you are a professional, you do your job professionally. And up till now, I still find it ridiculous that you bring a drilling package from an IOC to either NNPC or NAPINS for approval. It takes so long. While you are doing that, time is flying. Money is running. By the time it takes you months to get it approved and you send it back to them, inflation could catch up what they have. And that's why you find all these situations. Oh, we're going to drill the well for 25 million. But because of the delay, it's now 35 million. So they start reviewing and reviewing and reviewing. All these are adding to our costs. People made America what it is. Nigerians should stay here and make this country viable. With all the education and everybody around, all we need to do is tune our brain to believe Nigeria as a nation rather than it's Nigeria.
So what is your final word?
My final words is we have to ensure that the restructuring happens. We must do reorientation. Nigerians should start going through a process of looking at Nigeria as Nigeria, not looking at Nigeria as, Nigeria, you know, me. No. You are paid money as professional. Do your job professionally. Let all of us go out there and do our job professionally. Those who are not ready to do it, they should go on the streets. They have no business being there because otherwise this boat will sink. And if this boat sinks, we're all inside. I have no other place to go.
I want to thank you so much indeed, Engineer Alexander Neyin, for speaking with us on State of the Nation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So much happening in Nigeria. The discussion continues non-stop on Twitter at channelstv.com and at Gimba003. We will be watching with keen interest week in, week out. This is State of the Nation. Bye for now.